The proposed US-Mexico-Canada agreement, which would replace NAFTA, has a variety of positive developments that should help inbound companies coming into not only the United States, but also the entire North American region. First and foremost is the point that USMCA promises to continue North America as a free trade region. Remember, this is an extremely important point because we've spent the last 18 months or so living with the threat of possible NAFTA withdrawal. So the fact that there is something that will continue the free trade region of North America is an extremely important development. With regard to specific industries, agriculture does particularly well, but automotive is one sector that is curious because it will require, the new USMCA will require a significantly higher level of content to come from the North American countries, Canada, Mexico, and the United States. And it also does away with some other provisions that will make the new 75% standard even harder to achieve. For instance, around something called deemed origination, which was an outlet that allowed some non-NAFTA content to count towards NAFTA. That will no longer be available. There's also an interesting change with regard to some of the dispute settlement regimes. With regard to Canada, private companies will no longer be able to access an arbitral panel, essentially a third-party reviewer of US-Canada disputes. And with regard to US-Mexico disputes, that will still be available, but only in limited circumstances, such as in the energy sector. So that's a pretty big change for private companies, essentially limiting dispute resolution only to government versus government disputes. A bit of a big change. But again, the key is to really think seriously about your investment in North America, and again, specifically the United States, to think about your suppliers here and who has the capacity to meet the demands for the increased NAFTA content levels that are expected once NAFTA is replaced by the USMCA, possibly as early as 2019.